So, what happened on the Saturday of Holy Week? Well, it's the day between death and life. It's the day between Good Friday, the day where Jesus died, and Easter, the day where Jesus came back to life. And on that Saturday, Jesus' body was in the grave. And we're given one story in the Bible about what happened on Saturday, and it had to do with the Pharisees. The Pharisees, this was on that Saturday, they went to go see Pontius Pilate, and they asked him permission to put a guard in front of Jesus' tomb. Not because they believed in the resurrection, but they said, because that deceiver, we know what he's going to do. He's going to try and convince his disciples to steal the body, and he was predicting this whole thing of rising from the dead, so we want to shut that down if a disciple tries to steal Jesus' body. They didn't believe in the resurrection, but they thought that there was this hoax that was going to come with the disciples. And so they asked Pilate, and Pilate said, sure, take a guard. So they went to Jesus' tomb. They set up a seal to show that if anyone would tamper with the seal, and they put a guard up in front of the tomb. And this happened on the Saturday, which was the Sabbath day back then, the day where you weren't supposed to work. There's another verse that says that the women who went to the tomb on Easter Sunday, they prepared the spices on Good Friday. They got all the things ready for the funeral to prepare Jesus' body on Good Friday because they wanted to observe the Sabbath and not work. But here we have a story of the Pharisees working on the Sabbath. They go to Pontius Pilate, they talk to him, they find a Roman guard, they go to the tomb, they set up a seal. They're working on the Sabbath day, which is very interesting because the Pharisees often hated Jesus for doing anything on the Sabbath. There were many times where there was like a sick person or someone who was paralyzed, and they were like, Jesus, you better not heal him on the Sabbath. And Jesus was like, I'm going to heal him because he's been sick his whole life. And the Pharisees were like, you better not, because the Sabbath day. But now in this story, we see the Pharisees working on the Sabbath simply because they hated Jesus. And I think that's our point for today, is that some people will do anything to hate Jesus. Some people aren't going to believe. Some people are simply going to think that it's a hoax. You could turn on the History Channel probably right now, and there's going to be some special about how Easter was a myth, how it was a hoax, how it doesn't make sense with science, so it must not be real. And there are going to be some people that come up with these lies and say that Jesus didn't rise from the dead. And if you believe in Jesus, that he rose from the dead, I want you to take today to thank God for working faith in your heart. Because by nature, our sinful hearts hate God, and we will deny anything that is true about the resurrection as well. But if tomorrow Easter comes and you can celebrate that Jesus rose from the dead, we need to thank God for that, because you didn't come to that conclusion on your own. The Holy Spirit worked faith in your heart that you can say, I know that my Redeemer lives. So that is Holy Saturday, the day where the Pharisees went to Pontius Pilate and set up a Roman guard in front of Jesus' tomb. We believe that Jesus rose from the dead, and I look forward to hearing from you on Easter. I hope you have a great Easter, even though we can't physically meet in person. God's blessings to all of you.